Welcome back, everyone, to the Toku Vault. I'm Subject. I've got Hayden audition. I made him watch a childhood favorite of mine, and we decided to watch the source material for comparison. And Hayden, you haven't really lived with Gridman, yes?
No, not really. I know Ultraman decently, and this is the same company in vague premise, so it's
But
I
it's
have some.
cyberspace.
Yes.
But we are here to review mostly the pilot of Superhuman Samurai Cyber-Squad, the most 90s title of all time, to the point they spelled it with an S instead of a C. But we're also going to talk about Gridman's pilot because we watched that, and kind of discuss which one we preferred, what we liked about each one, etc. Since you're new to both episodes because you also hadn't seen Samurai Cyber-Squad, correct?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So my first question: do you buy that they're samurai?
No,
Is it just
I
because
don't
the
think the
band is called Samurai?
probably. I assume so. I don't. I guess if you squint, the Gridman suit can maybe look like a samurai, but not really. I think they just pulled that one out of their ass. They wanted to call it that, so they figured out a way to call it that.
Is this Saban?
No, it's I'm gonna look this up. I think it's DIC. Uh, I don't want to type the whole title, so I'm doing Cyber Squad.
Why the full title is Peak?
Uh, oh my god.
What?
Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad is a television series produced by Subaraya Productions and DIC Productions. This is the original company's fault.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So they were more involved than say like Toei with Power Rangers.
Yes, that's odd.
That's interesting.
I don't know the whole like behind the scenes thing of it, but that would
Yeah.
be interesting to look into.
Yeah, if anybody in the comments watching this knows, let us know. So I want to start with the Samurai Pilot, with the theme song. I like the theme song a lot. It gets stuck in my head. What did you think?
It's very 90s,
Yeah, that's why it's good.
and it didn't stick with me too much, but neither did either of the theme songs.
Hmm.
But this one stuck with me a little bit more. I'm not gonna sing it at you, but I
Yeah, it's got a bit of a catchy melody to it, and I like the spoken dial intro into the theme.
yeah, I don't
We
mind
don't do
that.
that enough.
We do it sometimes. Like Power Rangers has a few of those, but
Yeah, but even with Power Rangers, the last one I can think of is Ninja Storm.
a lot of unfortunately, a lot of the Neo Saban shows do it too.
Okay. And can I just say with Ninja Storm, like I'm gonna sound contradictory. That got old fast. Three students were picked to become Power Rangers.
Well, you know,
But yeah, so Superhuman Samurai Cyber Squad. It's produced by the people that you said, and distributed by All American Television. And this ran from September 12th, 1994 to April 11th of the next year. And you noted when we were looking these up, that's probably because they ran out of footage. Because this show is longer than Gridman. And so, because you're more familiar with the Japanese side of this, did they just not make more Gridman?
so most Toku, and I don't know the story with Gridman specifically. Most Toku runs for 1 year.
But I'm saying,
There is
like, didn't they do another Gridman? Like, Sentai would go from, Zhu Ranger to Dai Ranger to. Or there's
no,
7 million Ultraman.
no. This is the only, as far as I know, the only live action Gridman show because there's that anime, but that was like 2018.
And is that
This is
looking at this at all, or is it just going back to the Gridman?
well, it's called. I think there's some stuff with Cyber Squad in it because it's called SSSS Gridman.
Ah,
I don't know the full plot, but I think there's like a team involved in
okay.
in that anime. I'm not
Well,
100%
I
sure.
wonder about Gridman because I figured that came from Gridman, because you get the team stuff in Cyber Squad, but not until episode 2.
Yeah, and well, and it's probably in Gridman somewhere because they have more characters, but we only watched the first episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah, you said there's 54 episodes of
53,
Cyber
54.
53. There are only 39 episodes of Gridman.
Yeah, no. So they definitely had to reuse some footage. So, uh, in this, we have 3 high schoolers, and you described this off camera as trying to feel like a diet Disney sitcom. And I
A
am
little bit.
admittedly a fan of some Disney sitcoms. Like, I'm a big Boy Meets World fan. I think that's a great show. This felt to me like a Disney sitcom trying to be Power Rangers.
Yeah, I get that. I see that quite a bit. But this, like, Power Rangers doesn't feel like a Disney sitcom in the way that this does to me.
Is it
Maybe
just
that's because
because the main character's entire conflict is I want to date with this girl,
maybe.
and then he just does? And it's like,
Yeah,
okay, glad we resolved that.
we fixed it. It's like the sweet life of Zach and Cody, and then they become superheroes for the last 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. I wanted to praise it, and it's going to be even weirder when we talk about the footage in a second. But this is a very close adaptation. We just Americanized it.
Yeah, it is. It is very close. It's almost the exact same setup.
But then you noted we use a completely different episode's worth of footage. And I did a little tracking down. That is from episode 3 of Gridman.
Oh, okay. All right. What's funny, and this is just like the trained eye of someone who's watched a lot of this stuff. Uh, you can tell. So in the Gridman footage we watched, that is clearly the first fight.
Yeah.
In the Cyber Squad footage, he just jumps in and knows what he's doing
Yes. I
because they're using the third episode. Um, but they have to have used every ounce of footage possible, so that first episode fight has got to be in there somewhere.
somewhere, yeah. So, I told you off camera, but I watched a little bit of episode 2. It's really funny. So, I said that we start to get some of the squad stuff. Just the one guy joins. The drummer goes into the digital world, and he has like a mech, and you can tell they're shooting his face, and then the buttons for the console are kind of like reflecting off his helmet. But then they always cut to a shot of the cockpit, which I'm guessing is the Japanese footage. But like they're not trying to hide it because you never see him sitting at the console. But Ultraman, I keep doing that. Servo, which I think is a cool name.
Yeah.
For no explanation, just knows how to merge with this new mech that we got. And I think that like I liked the first episode probably more than you did. This show is really clumsy about marrying the footage with the Japanese footage with the American footage. You've got all this American stuff, and then it just kind of stops to insert the Gridman footage.
Yeah, I got that a little bit even from the first episode. Um, but what's funny about that is I feel like Gridman has the same problem with itself.
Oh, okay.
Like it's just kind of a hard cut into now this is a toku.
So there's one thing I liked that Samurai did better than Gridman. It's weird that Gridman is alive in the Sentai, but in the Japanese footage.
Yeah.
I think it makes more sense with what we do in America. It's just a suit that the kid has to go into the computer to put on.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know why it has to be alive and like merge with that kid.
So, what just kind of not behind the scenes, but this is a Subaraya show. It's tangentially an Ultraman show. That's Ultraman.
Yeah.
Ultraman is an alien being that merges with a human being, and
So
that's
you
just how
think they're
they
just
know.
going back to old
Yeah,
tricks?
well, and I pulled up the years because I'm pretty sure I was right about it, but I had to double check. Gridman comes out in '93. Uh, Ultraman stops in 1980, and then comes back in '96. So this is pre-reboot of Ultraman. Like Ultraman hadn't been a thing for a while, and then this is like I don't know if this has anything to do with that coming back.
Yeah.
I'd have
Well,
to
and
look into
it's
that.
it's kind of a shame because I think thematically the cyberspace theme could have carried you into the 2000s and beyond with the way
No, it could have.
technology is like always changing. It seems like they just gave up on it after one show. I don't know. I don't know if Gridman was a success or a failure.
I don't know either. Although it must have been enough of a success to adapt.
Yeah. Well, and what's interesting too is I feel like this adaptation has kind of largely been forgotten unless you were there, like me. Um, but it still got more episodes than I want to say most of Saban's failed Power Ranger ripoffs.
I think Beetleborgs. Well, that's a bad example because there was a period in the '90s where Beetleborgs was more, had more, better ratings than Power Rangers.
Well, and Beetleborgs also smartly did whatever all these other shows should have done. They moved on to the next show. You know, you got
Yeah,
Beetleborg Metallics and
yeah, and
everything.
like you said earlier, that there is no next show,
Yeah.
and even at the time, you couldn't have like used an Ultraman show because there wasn't one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the
Okay,
next
you're right.
Ultraman show
Beetleborg's got 88 episodes, so that's probably the most.
is that both seasons.
Yes, 2 seasons.
Okay,
First aired, hey, the day before my birthday, September 7th, 1996, and it last aired on March 2nd. And the funniest thing with a lot of these shows, if you go back, they just end. Like they don't
yeah.
actually write a finale; they just end.
Power Rangers has that in the first season.
Well, that's because Power Rangers had like an ending in mind, and then they had to keep
Yeah,
going.
that's what's hilarious about season one is there is a finale. It's just when you watch the finale, then there's 20 episodes left.
Yeah. So we're introduced to a trio. Like we said, it's a band. The main kid is Sam Collins, and I mentioned Boy Meets World as a reference because I think I told you this, but he would go on to be in Boy Meets World. And I
Yeah, you
think
said that.
also one of the only actors in one of these to have a okay career after. No, nobody else in this show even has like a Wikipedia page except Tim Curry.
Well, yeah. What else has the main guy been in?
I mean, not much else than that, but I mean, Boy Meets World was huge.
He's in
Uh,
Mrs. Doubtfire.
oh yeah, I forgot about that. He's in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Who is he in that? Is he just
Neil
just the kid?
Jr.
Yeah, he's just the kid. Okay,
Yeah. He was in Money Plane. I haven't seen that, but
I have not seen Money Plane.
I've heard it's hilarious. He was in that hot Rob Schneider hot chick movie that's weird.
Oh no.
And then he's been in some TV, like he was in NCIS just a year ago.
Oh, okay.
The other two main characters don't, or yeah, two main characters don't have a Wikipedia page. But we got Tanker as portrayed by Kevin Castro. That's an unfortunate last name. Uh, I found him really likable. I think he's kind of what Power Rangers thinks uh, Bulk might is, or maybe Skull, where he's kind of a dummy but a good friend.
Mhm.
He was also in an episode of Tattooed Teenage Alien Fighters from Beverly Hills.
Excellent.
Yeah. And then to cap it all off, you have the girl, who was the computer nerd. That felt very Jurassic Park.
Yes. Both of these shows are the most 90s things I've ever seen.
Yeah. No, that's why they're peak.
Gridman was like all of that footage is like designed by someone who has never used a computer.
Yes. My favorite thing about Gridman, and I wish they'd carried it over. So they make a portable computer. First of all, that thing is not portable. Secondly, they decide to name it Junk.
My favorite part of Gridman is that so in Ultraman, and I know you've only seen the one Ultraman movie, or two, I guess. And that wasn't really a factor in the one we watched. Ultraman has a time limit of like 3 to 5 minutes. This has that, but it's because being Gridman makes the computer explode.
Yeah.
And if the computer explodes, he dies.
Yes. And okay, did you notice this? They referenced that in Samurai Cyber-Squad because you see the same grid, the computer's overheating, but then they never mention it again. And I don't know if it's in episode 1 or if it's in episode 2, but they find out that him going into cyberspace has upgraded the PC to be stronger, which is not how that works. But I'm willing to forgive it for the setup of the show.
That's awesome.
But did you notice that where they do reference that like the computer is overheating?
Yeah, well, they use the same footage, which they do that a few times. Of the computer screen looks the same.
Yeah.
Because they like when he that horrible CGI model of the suit when it like first boots up is the same in both.
Yes. No, that's what's weird is I feel like all of the footage is the same until he goes into the cyber world and he has to fight a monster. I don't know why they changed the monster.
And I might be wrong. I think they show the monster from the Gridman pilot when when the bad guy's like trying to get it all going. They showed the right monster and then they just load up different footage.
Yeah. And then so he's barely in this episode, which is weird. But I want to talk about him because I read what happens to him and it's hilarious. So there's a fourth member that I forgot about, Amp. He's only in this episode for like a second. But he's the one that's like, oh, you want... he like has to play that game with the main character of like what the guy wants because he won't let him guess.
Yeah.
Apparently he becomes the fourth member. However, I don't know if it's because this actor wanted to leave or what. But I'm going to give you one guess. How do they write this character off?
I don't know.
It is later revealed that Amp is really an alien, and he returns to his own planet with his parents off screen.
That goes hard. That's crazy. That's literally from The Simpsons.
Yes. I have to go now. My planet needs me.
He died on his way to his home planet.
And I swore I saw that actor before, but I couldn't find him in anything that I'd seen. Another one that doesn't have a Wikipedia page. But he is replaced. Oh, that's the other thing we got to talk about. Whoever was naming the characters on this show was on drugs. So we have Sam Collins. Mm-hmm. Perfectly normal name. We have Tanker. I guess that's a nickname. Sure. The girl is Sydney Forrester. Sure. That's fine.
Okay.
And then Amp ERE. What? And then he is replaced by Lucky London.
Nice.
And when I first read that, I was like, "Wait, is that a dog?" I thought it was a dog. But that's our main crew through the show. How did you feel about the? Because in the first episode, it's just the trio mostly.
Mhm. I mean, I kind of got. They felt like '90s sitcom characters, and then one of them becomes a superhero. That's all I had. Like,
No, that's fair. Um, we I don't really have anything to say about like the sidekick or the spin off the supporting characters. Like Jennifer is like she is important because that is what our main character is after, is a date with her. But I think she's in 2 minutes of this episode.
yeah,
Also, how American is it that we changed? So in Gridman, the conflict is the monster is taking down like the phone lines and technology, and that's taking down a hospital. So they're trying to stop this thing so that their friend can get surgery. And then when we Americanize it, it's, oh, I can't talk to this girl that I wanted to ask out on a date. We have to destroy this thing.
yeah, that tracks. We don't need to save the hospital. That's dumb.
Yeah. So the last character I want to talk about, the last two characters, and one of them will be quick because that's just a performance. But we have our two antagonists. The first one is KiloCon, which is short for Kilometric Knowledge Base Animate Human Nullity. Okay.
All right.
I think that's a better name than what is it in this in Gridman?
I'm gonna have to look that up. What is Condigifer?
Yeah.
That's not
KiloCon might be better. But what makes this villain stand out, especially because he's in this way less than I thought and has like nothing to do with, does nothing in this pilot. But we got Tim Curry and he's great. He's having so much fun.
No, he's good. I like Tim Curry a lot anyway, but
yeah, I mean, who doesn't like Tim Curry? But here we have probably the worst part of the show for me, Malcolm Frink. I couldn't deal with what is that accent that he's doing?
Oh, the bad guy?
Yeah, the teenager that is clearly a bad guy.
Yeah, is he in more than this episode?
Oh, he's in the entire show.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Is he the main? Was he like the sidekick villain?
Yeah. No, he creates the monster and then KiloCon brings them to life in the cyber world and they go and fight the monster.
That's upsetting.
Yeah. No, I don't know if you had this, but I thought he was the worst part of this episode.
Yeah, he wasn't great. We adapted that too.
Yeah.
The weird villain of the week.
Well, it's worse here because he doesn't even like give her a note or ask her out. It's just, well, I don't want him to ask her out. I'm going to take down this guy's phone line, just him specifically, so that Sam can't ask this girl out on Saturday.
The effects in either aren't great, but speaking of Sam, when he first gets pulled into the computer, that's one of the worst effects I've ever seen, and I'm a big fan.
Yeah, no.
Like flopping around, and then the lightning like pulls him in.
Yeah, and I will admit I am a little more forgiving of some of the effects. Like, I don't criticize Toku effects too much. Sometimes it's like I don't know if I want to look at this for like 50 episodes. Like I kind of want to watch King Ogre. But I'm like, do I want to look at those backgrounds for 50 episodes?
With that, I don't want to go on a tangent, but that show, I think I was having problems with it, but I think it's good enough to deal with it.
Yeah, but and this is something that I will have that you won't. The pilot for this was very nostalgic for me. I didn't watch this show a lot as a kid, but I did watch it. I had like a Servo shirt. I had a Servo toy. Like, I was a big fan. And then it's just one of those weird things where it's like I grew up with this and nobody I talk to knows what the hell I'm talking about.
I knew of it. I just had never seen it.
Yeah. But some of those effects were kind of nostalgic. Um, trying to think of what else we need to mention in the American version. Oh, speaking of Malcolm, so I don't know if you caught this because the version that I watched was on YouTube and it looked like a shitty VHS rip.
Yeah, same one.
Yeah. So Malcolm is talking to Kilo Khan. He's like, I got to find a way to stop him. Take down his phone lines, or maybe cut down the phone pole, or whatever, or the power pole, or nuke his house. What?
Nice.
Yeah. No,
Oh,
this kid's a psychopath.
That's no crazier than what the Japanese kid does or says.
That's true. So do you want to go ahead and get into that? Compare Malcolm with the Japanese kid, which the Japanese villain is better. That's the only thing that I will say for sure I liked better. Because my big problem with the Gridman pilot is I didn't get a sense of who any of the other characters were that much, other than they are computer nerds.
No, I don't. I don't really get much of the characters either. And I like the pilot. I can't say I'm gonna continue this show. I don't think.
Well, no, you're gonna watch all 53 episodes of Samurai Syber-Squad.
Yeah, you're right. Right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I did. The Japanese villain's better. He's also not great, but I'm so used to like Japanese villains of the week in this kind of show that like I could deal with it. And you were right. The thing he says is so insane that it's really funny.
Yeah. Well, and I found out that in the I sent you the title or the wiki page because it's like a short film, like a 5-minute short with an insane title. Apparently they redeem him.
Oh. Is he is he the equivalent where he's just in the whole show?
I think so.
Okay.
Because I think the idea is the same as Samurai Syber-Squad, where he creates the virus monster, and then Kilo Khan, or whatever the Japanese name is, gives it life.
You're right. I was looking at the synopsis. You are correct. He's in the whole show.
Yeah, and I guess he comes back in the anime and everything.
Oh,
like the anime is like a direct sequel to this. Well, to Gridman.
It's a sequel? I thought it was an adaptation.
Hang on.
Because if it's a sequel, that's wild.
Oh wait, no, maybe it is.
Because I know that
maybe this is a reboot.
That takes place in a high school, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, no, you're right. It is an original storyline. So it's just that short film, I guess, is like a sequel. Yeah, I'd like to. Well, and what's funny too, because we were just talking about this, they described that as the first installment in the shared Gridman universe, and it's an adaptation of the Gridman that we watched. What took you so long?
I don't know.
And we got a sequel, SSSS Dynazenon.
Yeah, it's a mecha.
Yeah.
And then there's a movie that's like the culmination.
I don't like the suit in this one as much.
I mean I've seen it. It looks fine.
Yeah.
I might get around to that at some point. I have so much other Toku crap to watch, but
I will at least watch SSS Gridman.
How many episodes is it?
12.
No, I can swing that.
Yeah, that's not bad.
In 2 years.
Yeah. All right. Well, the other so real quick, we're jumping all over the place, but this is more just us talking, yapping about this show. Something that I found funny in the Japanese version that's not in the American version is everyone's there when he goes into the computer, so you instantly have that support. We have to build to that in the American version. I don't know why. But that lady is that the girl is typing on the computer to make him grow.
Yeah.
She is not typing, by the way. She's just like hitting buttons. It's so obvious.
Well, and what I wondered is she's typing in English, but they
Yes.
don't speak English, so I don't know.
And then, well, it's weird because so he needs somebody on the outside to make him big, which I think is kind of a cool idea for if you're gonna do the cyberspace thing. It's like uncompressing a file. But in
Yeah.
Cyber Squad, he does it on his own. But then in the second episode, it's like they forgot because in the second episode, he needs the girl to do it for him in the real world.
Is the second episode using the first episode of Gridman's fight?
Let me check. I don't think so.
And while
Um,
you're doing that, I will say I said this to you off camera. The fight music in the first episode of Cyber Squad is insane.
yeah, it's
That
good.
is not that's not a battle theme. It's like I don't know what it is.
No, it's good. Is it not? Because you mentioned that and I didn't think about it. Is it not just the main theme?
I don't think so. Unless I'm just not remembering right, but I'm pretty sure it isn't.
Uh, it would take me a minute to find that, so we'll swing back around to
Yeah.
that. Do you have anything else you want to talk about with Gridman or?
I don't think I do.
So last thing I'll say is once you're actually in the digital world and it's clearly just like a set and two guys
Mhm.
fighting on a set, I thought the set was cool.
Yeah. I was worried that a like a an Ultraman, because Ultraman is like fighting a city. That's the whole thing, destroying miniatures. I was afraid that would be kind of lame in a digital setting. It's not that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the stakes are higher, at least in Gridman, than I would think. It's still not like quite up to the stakes of like a city fight, but you know, it's still not bad.
Okay, are you ready for this insanity? I found it.
Yeah.
So the villain in episode 2 is called Blink. In the
Mm-hmm.
Japanese footage, it is called Abu Maru.
Okay.
It is not episode 1. What episode do you think they're pulling from?
It's late, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, in the 30s.
Episode 34.
That's awesome. That's crazy.
That's insane. Why would how is this both like an accurate adaptation, at least the first episode, but then when you get to the Japanese stuff, it's just completely off the rails.
So I'm guessing that the like the mech parts don't show up until a lot later in Gridman.
Oh, you're right. I didn't think about that.
That's probably a later edition. Like that's his power up.
Yeah, because I didn't think about that. Because what do you do after that?
Yeah, I figured it out. I'm big brained. They did they wanted a Power Rangers at it. They wanted a Power Rangers like show, so they put the
They
mecha stuff first, and then they
yeah
can splice the footage to make it like every other episode they'll do.
yeah. Do you think that Gridman is conceived as we can turn this into a Power Rangers thing?
No,
Okay. Well, just
I
because
don't.
it's so quick to adaptation, and it's the same production company, and
I don't believe so. I could be wrong, but I really I doubt it.
yeah. Hmm. How'd you feel about the monster design in both?
Uh, the first episode monster is kind of generic.
Yeah.
Tsuburaya monsters all kind of have a design to them. The one I guess from the third episode that's in the first episode of Cyber Squad is amazing because it has a volcano back.
Yeah. Oh, and we haven't talked about this. I thought the fights were okay.
Yeah, they're fine.
They felt a little shoehorned in.
I have that too. My thing is I think that suit is a little bulky.
Yeah.
For this kind of fight. I like giant fights being slower, but they felt a little, I don't know, a little clunky.
Yeah. I like his finishing move though.
Yeah, I do too.
The this is an Ultraman guys moment.
You said this isn't Ultraman?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, because it's a very similar move. It's a beam that like
Yeah.
comes.
Yeah.
So it's like this isn't Ultraman, guys. He's different.
The beam's orange this time and not blue.
Yeah.
Ultraman's blue. Gridman is orange.
You know what it is though, because we talked about this, and I said I prefer the samurai suit or the Gridman outfit. I think it's the helmet. I think the helmet's amazing.
Yeah, the helmet looks really cool.
And there's enough lore and world building in that first episode of Samurai Syber-Squad. This would make a kick-ass comic.
Yeah, it would.
Especially now, with how much things are cyber based. Just imagine it. We upload the virus into the cloud and it like takes over the world.
Right now, Subaraya had, or at least had, a partnership with Marvel, so you never know.
I'm of two minds because my instinct is I would want Boom to do it, but I also haven't loved their relaunch of Power Rangers. Yeah. And that VR Troopers book should be for me, but it's so tied into a status quo that I don't care about.
Yeah, although it might be. I mean, I know it's connected, but it might not have anything to do with Prime, like plot wise.
I'll have to read it. VR Troopers versus Superhuman Samurai Syber-Squad would go hard.
Oh no. That's all kinds of screwed up footage.
Yeah. Well, I meant the comics, but I'd also watch.
Yeah.
I would love to watch them try to splice that together.
4 different Japanese TV shows.
Yeah. Throw the Beetleborgs in there and
a big crossover of teams that never crossed over.
Yeah. Well, Hayden, it is your turn to pick our next video. What are you gonna make me endure?
All right. So we haven't decided on an episode count, but I am gonna be making John watch the first few episodes of Garo.
The fuck is that?
I think you're gonna like Garo.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll look into it. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you like this content, enjoy Tokusatsu, Power Rangers, the numerous ripoffs in the 90s, and don't worry, I'm gonna make Hayden watch all of them.
And I'll make John watch all of Sentai. It'll be fine.
Eventually. My goal is to watch more Sentai than Hayden, but no.
Impossible.
Yeah. We will see you guys on the next one. Have a good night.